In this video, we're going to find the nth term of non-linear sequences. If you're revising, you can pause the video and have a go at question 1. And then question 1 in applying sequences. And question 2. A bit harder, that one. Okay. In objective 119, sequences were all linear. If a sequence does not go up or down by an equal amount, then finding the nth term is more difficult. You should only be asked to find the nth term of nonlinear sequences where the sequence is made up of sequences you are familiar with or slight variations of them. In summary, you should be able to find the nth term of a linear sequence. If it's a nonlinear sequence, it shouldn't be too difficult or out there. It should be made up of things that you're familiar with, hopefully familiar with. So the counting numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's basically the term number, that's called n. And I've went through this in a previous objective, I think it's 117, you can go back if you want more explanation. The squared numbers, the nth term is n squared. Cubed numbers, the nth term is n cubed. Even numbers, you multiply the term number by 2, so 2n. And the odd numbers is 1 less than the even numbers. So if the even numbers is 2n, odd numbers is 2n minus 1. So we've got to find the nth term of these sequences. Now taking these as actual numbers will be very difficult to find the nth term of it, but what we can do is break up the problem and consider the numerator as one sequence and the denominator as another sequence. So here we have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 on the numerator. That's going up in 2's like the 2 times tables, but it's 1 less than that. It's the odd numbers effectively. So it's 2n minus 1 on the numerator. The denominator, if I write it out, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, that's the term number squared. That's the square numbers. So in summary then, if the numerator is 2n minus 1 and the denominator is n squared, then that is your nth term for that sequence. So it's made up of a numerator, nth term, a denominator, nth term, and then you can combine that for one whole nth term. This one might scare you initially. You might just say, I don't know the answer. So you've got to look at it for a while. And if I put beside this 1, 8, 27, 64, 125, that might spark something in your brain. I've written down the cube numbers, which is n cubed. So the sequence we've got there in part B is the cube numbers, but you take 1 off the cube numbers. Part C, again, could look quite unfamiliar, but if you half that sequence, as you can see, it's a multiple of 2 there. If you half that sequence, you get 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, which is the squared numbers. So that's the squared numbers, but it is double the square numbers. So it would be, instead of n squared, it's 2n squared. Now let's look at applying sequences to practical problems. We've got 3 patterns here. The diagram above shows a sequence made from dots. We have to draw the 4th pattern. So we've got there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the next one we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we've got these dots above and below every other one. So that is pattern number 4. Okay, that's part A. Part B, how many dots will be in the 7th pattern? Well, we need to see what the link is. We've got 5 in that first one, and then effectively you're sort of adding on this sort of triangle shape which has got 4, and that makes 9 in the next one. And then you're adding on another 4, which would make 13. And then the pattern that we've just done would be another 4 again, so that's 17. And that's the 4th. 2 ways. If you've got time, you could probably just go to the next one. You could say that the 5th would have another 4, 21. The 6th would have another 4, which is 25. So the 7th pattern would have another 4, which is 29. We'll come back to that later. Part C says find the formula connecting the number of dots to the pattern number. So if I write down n is 1, 2, 3, 4, we only need 4, that would be fine. And then the actual number of dots is 5, 9, 13, and add another 4, 17. We did notice that it was going up by 4, like the 4 times tables, which is 4, 8, 12, and 16. And that pattern is called 4n. So the link here is that this is one more than the 4 times tables, this sequence. So this sequence would be 4n plus 1. So that's part C, 4n plus 1. And if I just go back to part B then, if you had it worked out C, first of all, you could say that, well, the 7th pattern would be 4 7s, which is 28, plus 1, and that gives you 29. Part D then is asking you which pattern has 45 dots. 45 dots. So if a pattern has 45 dots, we can put in 4n plus 1 and equal 45. We can find out which pattern number that is, what n is. Take 1 off both sides and divide by 4. Divide by 4, yeah. Correct myself unnecessarily there. Divide by 4 and you get 44 divided by 4 is 11. So it's the 11th pattern that has 45 dots. Okay, this one's a good bit different, maybe a good bit harder as well. We have to prove that every term of the sequence below will be 2. So you can't just actually work out that the first one is 6 take away 4, which is 2, 12 take away 10, which is 2. We're going to have to use algebra if we're going to prove it. So let's take this to be the first term, second term, third term, and the fourth term, and so on. If that's the case, and we try to relate the term number to the numbers that are here, this is n plus 1. This would be n plus 2 minus n times n plus 3. For the next one, we've got n plus 1 times n plus 2 minus n times n plus 3. And effectively, for all of those terms, that's how you are generating what the numbers would be next. You're getting the term number and adding 1 to get the first term, first number in the first term. You're getting the term number and adding 2 to get this one, and so on. So effectively, we need to investigate what that is. Just going to zoom it in a little bit. So we've got n plus 1, n plus 2, and we're going to take away n plus 3. If we expand that bracket out, we get n squared plus 2n plus n plus 2. And we take away n squared minus 3n. If we tidy that up, we've got an n squared here minus an n squared here, so they disappear. We've got 2n plus another n is 3n. We take off a 3n, so that disappears. And we end up just simply with a 2 every time. So it doesn't matter what n is, because all the n's will cancel out and we'll just get 2.